What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we are going caving. Let's get started. So before we begin, there's a few things I want to cover. So obviously I've done some work off camera. Can you tell what it is? I'll give you a sec. Yes, I planted some trees in the background. Those trees are going to help. I'm just kidding. Actually, I did plant some trees, but obviously I greatly expanded our little wheat farm that we've got going on here. So I did that off camera because it's really not that interesting to watch. It took a little bit of time because I had to wait for the wheat to grow and then collect the seeds and then plant some more and expand it more and more. But I replaced all the sand with dirt. Now we've got a lot of wheat growing. We are good on food. We shouldn't have to worry about food anymore. I also did a little bit of terraforming on the pond here because I decided I was going to do some fishing just to pass time while waiting for the wheat to grow. Fishing is a very slow, kind of boring process where you just sit here and wait for the bobber to bob. Yeah, and so, here we go. I figured if I'm going to be sitting here doing nothing for a while, might as well make it look nice. So this is all of the stuff that I caught while fishing. Fishing is a great way to just kind of spend time in Minecraft waiting for things to happen. Yeah, it is a little bit boring, but you can get some really good stuff from fishing, like obviously fish. Fish are a really good source of food. You can get enchanted items like bows, fishing rods, tools. You can get name tags and saddles and stuff, so it can really be worthwhile to spend some time fishing. Later on in the series, I hope to make an AFK fish farm, which is an even better way to just kind of pass time without actually playing the game, but we're not there yet. So, before we move on, there's one last thing I want to do over here. So I don't need my hoe and my fishing rod except when I'm over here if I need to repair a patch of dirt because oh no, I jumped on it. Oh, and it turned into dirt again. Yeah, I can till it, turn it back into tillable land and put the seeds back in. But other than that, I don't really need my hoe. Same thing with my fishing rod. When I'm not fishing, I don't need my fishing rod. And I don't want to just put these things in a chest and try to remember where I placed them and digging through all the other stuff in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft up 2 item frames. I'll put these right here. And I will just put these in the item frames. Now they're kind of on display. They're easy to find. When I need my hoe, I can just pop it out, go do something with it, put it back in when I'm done. And yeah, it's a good way to just kind of store tools that you don't need except in the area where you want to keep them. One last thing, I did some digging offline because I needed some dirt to fill in all the sand. And while I was doing that, I found some iron. This is fantastic because there's a couple of things that we need iron for before we can go caving. And so just finding that right here, ready to dig up. Yeah, that was really lucky. I was really happy when I found that, and I wanted to wait until I was on camera again to actually go dig it up so that you wouldn't just...
Hey look, here's some iron in my inventory. Where'd that come from? I don't know.
Alright, so we need to smelt up this iron now. To do that, we're going to need some fuel source. One of the other things I did off camera last time was got myself a bunch of charcoal. The way that I did this is when you break a campfire, you don't get a campfire, you just get 2 charcoal. But it only takes 1 charcoal to make a campfire. So if you make campfires and break them and make them and break them over and over and over, you can just keep duplicating your charcoal. And it's kind of an unlimited supply of charcoal. However, in retrospect, it takes more resources to make a campfire than it does to just smelt up a log and get a charcoal from it that way. So it would have actually been more efficient to just smelt a bunch of logs and get charcoal that way. But I did do that off camera, and so I was able to get myself a full stack of torches, some of which I've used. And I've got a little bit of charcoal left over so I can smelt up this iron. So we'll wait for this to finish smelting and then we'll get started. Okay, so I got my iron smelted up. So now we need to figure out what we're going to make with this 8 iron. We have a lot of options available. Obviously, can't make all of it, so we have to prioritize. And if we're going to go caving, obviously we're going to need a better pickaxe. So that's kind of a no-brainer. With the last 5, I'm going to make a bucket. Buckets are incredibly useful in Minecraft. Yeah, I'll show you why in a little bit, but we're going to make a bucket and we're going to make some shears because shears will allow us to collect leaves off of trees. And so if I just punch leaves, they disappear. If I use shears on them, not only do they break a whole lot faster, but you actually get the leaves. And leaves are great for decorating. You can plant them around a structure and they look like bushes. You can also use shears to collect grass, seagrass. You can get wool from sheep without having to kill the sheep. So yeah, shears are a great tool to have early game. And so with 2 iron, there wasn't a whole lot left we could make, and I just figured that would be the most important thing. Okay, so one last thing I want to do before we go caving. In the first episode, I spotted that ruined portal off in the distance. I'm going to go check that out really fast because I wanted to do that on camera just so you could see what I get from it and not just randomly have all this new loot and no explanation of where it came from. So look at that, there are 2 gold blocks on top of this thing. We are definitely taking those. Those are my gold blocks. Oh no! Of course, so you need an iron pickaxe to mine gold. So I didn't get my name Newbie Dave for being an expert at playing this game. Okay, so what do we have? Oh, look at that! An enchanted golden apple. This is hands down the best food in the game. We've also got some gold armor and a gold sword. Those aren't great, but the gold armor will come in handy later when we go to the nether because there are piglins in the nether and piglins get really mad at you unless you're wearing gold. And so getting that for free is it's good. It'll help us later, but like I said, gold equipment's not fantastic. Alright, so we slept the night away. We are finally ready to go caving. This is so exciting. We have got so many resources that we need to get for our next build, and most of those are going to come from the cave. We need lots of coal, we need lots of iron. If we're lucky, maybe we'll go deep enough to find some diamonds. But yes, I've been looking forward to this since last episode. So let's talk about what we need to bring with us when we go caving. Obviously, you're going to need a pickaxe. If you don't understand why you need a pickaxe to go caving, maybe stay out of the caves. But obviously we need a pickaxe so that we can mine all the ore and rocks that we find down there that we want to take home with us. We also need to bring lots and lots of food. We could be down there for a while. We could take fall damage. We're going to be using energy just from running around and breaking stuff. And so we need lots of food. We don't want to run out of food when you're 1,000 blocks away from your base. We're also going to bring a bunch of wood because we can use this, turn it into sticks if we need to make more tools. We can make a crafting table. If we fill up our inventory, we can make some chests to kind of offload temporarily. So you'll always want to bring wood with you when you go caving, exploring, whatever. You just always need some wood. You also want to bring a bed. When we do find a cave, we could be very far away from our base, and you don't want to die. I mean, I could just leave it at that, but you don't want to die and then end up back at your base and you have to go find where you died and collect all of your stuff again. So having a bed at the entrance of the cave where you can mark your respawn point is just going to kind of save you some time and headache if you do end up dying. We also need to bring a bunch of torches. 51's not a whole lot. We're going to burn through these pretty quickly, but we're also going to find coal pretty quickly, and we can just, with all of our wood, make more torches when we need it. And then finally, we want to bring this water bucket. That's going to really come in handy if we run across any lava. We can put out the lava with water. If we do catch on fire, we can put ourselves out with water. Look at this. You just place the water on the ground. It creates a water source that flows. You can scoop it back up with the bucket. And so you never really lose the water unless you just do something stupid with it. Which, I wouldn't put it past me to do something stupid with it. But that will definitely come in handy. So you want to bring a water bucket with you wherever you go. Another good use of water buckets is if you fall from a high place and you're worried about taking fall damage. If you time it just right, and it's hard, but if you time it just right, you can drop the water bucket just before you hit the ground, and you'll land in the water instead of taking fall damage. Let's see if I can pull this off. And I landed on the ledge next to it. Alright, let's try this again. Hey! There we go. So I placed it right before I landed, and I ended up landing in the water instead of on the ground next to it. And would you look at that, we already found a cave. That was entirely by accident. I was just trying to demonstrate how to use water to avoid taking fall damage. But yeah, let's check this out. Let's see what's down here. So there's some coal right off the bat. I'm definitely going to come back and get that. But first tip for exploring caves is explore ahead and light it up, because if there's any mobs right around the corner, you want to know about it and take care of them before you turn your back and start mining. And lighting it up is also going to prevent more mobs from spawning. Now this cave didn't really go very far, but we are going to take all this coal while we're here. Alright, so we found another cave nearby that one. And wow, look at it. Oh, that's beautiful. I love these big open underground rooms. I think they're pretty rare to generate this way, but I love the way that they look. And they almost always have some kind of ore or resource in them. This is a huge cave. Look how far back this goes. And I think it's the same cave system over here. Yeah, look, it goes back. Wow, look at this thing. And this is right under the surface. I've never seen a cave this big right under the surface before. So I'm going to start over here. I don't even know which way to go. I'm going to start going this way because it's smaller. I think I would get overwhelmed going that way. Deal with the zombie and then we'll go. Now when placing torches, there's a couple of schools of thought on how you want to do it. You can either place them on the ground like I'm doing, or you can place them on the walls. There's pros and cons to doing it each way. The nice thing about putting them on the ground is the light is going to spread over more distance. And so a lot of mobs like zombies and creepers and skeletons, they will only spawn in a light level of 7 or less. And so a torch emits a light level of 14. And that's going to drop off by one point for each block away from the torch. So this torch here is light level 14, this is going to be 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and so on. And so if you place the torch on the ground, the very next block next to it is just going to be light level 13. Whereas if you place it up here on the wall, you've already lost 2 light levels by the time you reach the ground, and so you have to put them a lot closer together. The nice thing about putting them on the wall is you can use them to help you figure out which way you're going and where you came from. And so for example, if you always place them on your right, if you get turned around in the cave, or if you circle back around to a part you've already explored, and the torches are on your left, then you know that you're headed back the way that you came. I'm not disciplined enough to do that, and so I just place them on the ground. It's also a lot easier for me to just plop them down while I'm going. I forgot to place my bed. That was the first thing I talked about. So I'm going to put this down. I can't sleep, of course, because there are monsters nearby. So, oh, okay. Skeleton City, I see. Okay, we need to get out of here. This is really bad. Okay. Blocking myself in with gravel here. Holy smokes, that was... No! Okay, they're going after each other. Alright, it's time for this guy to go away. The best strategy with skeletons, aside from avoiding them, is to lure them in close so they can't get pot shots off on you from a distance. Okay, that was almost really bad. So now I need to backtrack back up to my bed. Okay, we're good. While I'm here, I'm going to make a crafting table. Might as well just set up a little temporary base here. I'm going to make a chest, and since I've already started to collect some stuff that I don't want to carry with me, I'm going to drop a lot of this off. Also, while we're here, I'm going to make a furnace and go ahead and start smelting up some of this iron. It'll eventually stop smelting if I get far enough away, but that's a good spot. Some of it should smelt, and that'll help when I come back to this area. I'll already have some iron ingots ready to go and can either make a new pickaxe or start making some armor. So we were going this way. I forgot to talk about my goals for this caving trip. So what I would like is to get at least 4 full stacks of coal, which I think we're already on our way. I dropped off, I think, 18 in the furnace back there. So we've already found about a stack and a half. And I would like to get at least 2 full stacks of iron. And then if we're lucky, maybe get some diamonds. In order to get diamonds, they do not generate above Y14. So we'd have to go pretty deep. You can see right now we're already at Y53. And so we're gonna have to go down about 30, no, I can do math, I promise. We're gonna have to go down about 40 blocks in order to even have a chance of finding diamond. Even then, diamond is pretty rare below Y14. So maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll find some just hanging out like we have been running across coal and iron. But there's better strategies for finding diamonds than caving, which I probably won't go into in this episode. I'll probably save an episode specifically for that. Look at this thing. This cave is stacked. I have been finding so much coal and iron in this place. The other nice thing about dropping stuff off in a chest like this is if things do go south and you end up dying, you're not going to lose everything. You can keep some of the more valuable stuff in here so you don't lose it. This thing goes back so far. We're still right up near the surface. Still at Y55, 56. This is a really big cave, y'all. So thanks to whoever found this. Oh wait, that was me. I don't know why I haven't gotten this iron that's right next to where I started yet. This is, after all, while we came here. Why would I pass up on free iron? Now, one thing you never want to do in Minecraft, you don't want to mine straight down like that, and you don't want to mine straight up like this either. I am doing those for illustration purposes, but ordinarily you do not want to do that. Mining straight down, it should be fairly obvious why you don't want to do that. You can't see what's below the block that you're mining, and so it could just give way to a very large ravine, and you could fall to your death. There could be lava directly below you that you fall into. So you don't want to be mining the block that you're standing on. If you do need to go straight down for some reason, stand in between the 2 blocks, and that way you will continue to stand on the one next to the one that you mine. And then if you fall, if that's lava or a hole, you're standing on this one. So that'll just keep you from falling through. The reason you don't want to mine straight up might be a little less obvious. If there's gravel directly above the block that you're mining, it's all going to come tumbling down on top of you, and you could end up suffocating. So don't mine straight down, don't mine straight up. And I just realized that I'm kind of an idiot. I've been smelting up all this iron and just sticking it in a chest over here. I should be making some iron armor. I've got enough iron for it now, and I'm running across so many mobs in these caves that I need protection. So I'm going to smelt up a full set of iron armor. So here's another good mining tip. As you can see, I've already found a lot of coal. I've already put some in the furnace to smelt it up, so I've probably come across 3 full stacks of coal at this point. I've been lucky enough that it's all pretty close to where I started, and so I can just come back and drop it all off. If you're not in that situation and you're pretty deep in the caves, and your inventory's filling up, and you've got 5, 6, 7 stacks of coal, here's a good space-saving technique. Drop it down a crafting table, and make yourself blocks of coal. Craft up as many as you can, and 1 block of coal holds 9 coal, and you can immediately turn it back into coal anytime you need to. And so you can get 9 full stacks of coal into 1 stack of blocks of coal, and that'll really save you a whole lot of inventory space. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? That is a spawner room. That is a room that has a mob spawner inside of it. This is and it looks like it's probably going to be a skeleton spawner. That's actually really good. I have never run across a skeleton spawner before. So, yeah. Yes, it is a skeleton spawner. This is amazing. You can tell what kind of mob spawns from it from what's spinning on the inside. There's a skeleton spinning in there. If it was a zombie, it'd be a zombie spawner. This is so good. In some future episode, we'll come back to this room. We'll turn it into a skeleton spawner farm, and we will just farm the snot out of this thing. We'll get so much bone meal. We'll get so much experience points. It's going to be amazing. Skeleton spawners are great for all the spawners you can find because of all the bone meal that you can get for it. So that's really exciting. We'll take a look in the chat. Another golden apple. That is awesome. This one's not enchanted, but still, golden apples are fantastic. So we're going to take all of this loot. We'll just break the chest and take it all. And for now, we're just going to leave this room as is. I'm not going to do anything with it. We'll come back to it later. But yeah, that is really exciting, guys. I am so happy. So another good tip for caving is make sure to keep your inventory organized. You don't want to run around the corner and encounter, say, a skeleton spawner and start getting overwhelmed by mobs and not know where your sword is. You don't want to take a lot of damage and not know where your food is. So keep your hotbar, keep your inventory well organized when you're exploring a cave. And that way nothing takes you by surprise. The way that I like to organize my hotbar is all of my tools are on the left, so I can quickly switch to any one of them with my left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I like to keep my food all the way on the right, my torches on the right, my water bucket over on the right. Those are things I don't need immediate access to, but can get to pretty quickly by just using mouse wheel up. Anything else I don't really need on my hotbar, I'll keep in my inventory. I'll usually put it over here on the right, stuff that I intend to bring with me, because whenever you pick something up, it starts from the top left and goes across. And so the things that are on the right are most likely stuff that I brought with me, and so I know where to look to find it very quickly. Okay, now we're starting to get pretty low. We're at Y18, Y15. For some reason there's some flowers down here. That doesn't make sense. So now we're starting to get down to the level where you can find diamonds. Whoa! Okay. Wow, that... Give me a second. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna step up here for a second. That was really close. So, in addition to not mining straight down, you probably don't want to be standing on gravel when you're mining things around you. All that gravel just gave way and dropped right into a giant lake of lava. That was terrifying. Alright, so I'm obviously not thinking very clearly. I forgot all about my trusty little water bucket that I brought with me, and this is exactly why. All this lava around here, watch this. When water comes in contact with a lava source, it will turn it into obsidian. If it just comes into contact with flowing water, it's going to turn into cobblestone. And so we can just get rid of all that lava by pouring water on it. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. Now, obsidian cannot be mined with anything other than a diamond pickaxe. As you can see, it takes a long time to mine through anyways, but if I were to just keep going, eventually I would break it, but I wouldn't get any obsidian from it. The only way to mine it is with a diamond pickaxe, which we don't have yet, so I'm just going to leave all this here. The fact that we don't hear any bubbling over here is a pretty good sign that there's no lava nearby. But look what we did find! Oh boy, oh yeah, that's right, we've got diamonds. Now, just to be extra safe here, I am going to dig around these just to make sure that there's no lava underneath them. Because the last thing, oh look at this! There's so many diamonds here. Oh, okay. I take back my previous statement about hearing the bubbling sound. Thought that was a pretty sure thing that you would hear the bubbling if there was lava. Oh boy, okay. So we don't want that. What we're going to do is plug that up. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put down a bucket of water just so that if there is any lava below these things, the water will immediately turn it into obsidian, and then we don't have to worry about losing our diamonds. Looking good so far. Oh, hey now, come here. You're mine. You're mine. Those are my diamonds. Oh yeah. So we got 8 diamonds. That is amazing. So many diamond veins will only have 4 or 6 diamonds. So finding 8 first time, oh, that's exciting. That means we can make a diamond pickaxe. We can make a diamond sword. Oh yes, we can make an enchanting table. This game just got a lot more interesting, folks. Alright, I think we've done all the damage here that we're going to do, so I'm going to try to make my way back up to the surface now. See if I can retrace my steps to get out of here. Eventually I think we're going to come back because I certainly didn't explore this whole thing. But I've been down here long enough, found plenty of ore, found my diamonds. Was not counting on that. I was hoping, but I was not going to stay here until I found diamonds, so that was really exciting. No! Oh, creepers! Creepers! I hate creepers. Alright, so we are back at our base. We just finished mining. And how'd we do? How do you think we did alright? Well, let's see. Here are the spoils of our first caving trip. 2.5 stacks of iron, and that's not counting what I used to make all those pickaxes and the full set of iron armor that I'm now wearing. 1.5 stacks of redstone, 58 blocks of coal, that's over 500 coal, a little bit of gold, some lapis lazuli, and yeah, that's it really. Oh, and these guys, a stack of diamonds, and when I say stack, obviously I mean 8, not a full stack of 64, but yeah, I would say we did all right. That is a fantastic turnout. That's better than I was hoping for going into this. I am so excited. This opens up so many possibilities for us going forward. We can now make a stone cutter, we can make cauldrons, we can make anvils, we can make enchanting tables. So much stuff in this game requires iron either to make it or to make something that you need to make it. So yeah, I think we did all right. That is going to conclude our episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something about caving. Hopefully you learned something about how to do it safely, i.e. not letting creepers blow up in front of you because you think that they're in water. And caving is such an important part of this game. Whether you go explore a cave like I did or whether you go strip mining, you need to get down into the ground, you need to mine for resources, and today we did that and we got such a good haul from it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. That way you can get notified of future episodes, and have fun guys. Thank you so much. Bye.